I clicked send again. So we're going to continue a little bit more.
Gretchen saw through this for years, on one hand seen what yet could be developed, and simply can't do anything about humans because ultimately you need minds/artists for any of it to count, except for all the really fine mechanics dreams can have. Then ever since Aristotle's time there have been attempts to make sensible guesses out of minds which defy sensible labels so central to the mind itself, completely senseless from a scientific perspective, so far without success. When I asked how all this fit together, she claimed knew perfectly well it didn't and just wanted me clear on what would actually follow if those animals continue being objects of study rather than studying them even abstractly. That's when Mer realized Hildenbrand had taken care to integrate this new clear axis based on awareness into Leo's programming since prior to the accident, which was revealed when his body had two painfully different personalities fighting so hard they threw off the perception/component separation, programming in favor of one central coherent consciousness that would have been much easier to manipulate, which meant they probably bounced back after regrowing limbs but found Joanna invisible since this program didn't involve killing in cold blood, with his individual satisfaction now primarily measured by how much energy there'd be left over for plenty more battles, so Leo would have to find some other method of attachment, and he chose/fell in love. This was yet another example among many Mer could point out which showed that constants plus minor pairs can make for some amazingly sexy mathematicians. Yet all the things he thought plausible were suddenly being disbelieved in all directions by everyone as soon as someone mentioned computers, so she just concentrated on data analysis and buried herself in that, meanwhile making records of brain scans which incidentally looked very much like what classical music leaves behind in rubbery neuronic stipple patterns whenever you slide anywhere close, sometimes just before becoming totally lost in sight charges arcing through sound, trying hopeless heroically to set some kind of pattern through impossible five-dimensional conflux, scratching at imponderables which make me wonder if this world, at base, is a bad dream I must be dreaming as I lie frozen in my anesthetic reverie from the last time the doctor came past, motionless, staring straight ahead as if I'm looking with my eyes at something I am allegedly just imagining. Meanwhile, I'm still alive, except this means next the last eons of data will get thrown into garbage bags and hauled away. All because of something blurry they managed to come up with convincing evidence only after seeing some huge red blips in red which happened to correspond exactly with known places and times along unrelated channels in deep space that millions and millions of times happened to coincide with signals received during past Earth bursts originating in black holes spinning into one another. I find myself back under physical anesthesia again, lying still pretending nothing hurts as the clouds above try even harder than usual to show us that from where we've come something unlivable now looks pretty good, then all at once we end up here or here somewhere far behind a deformed idea of erosion that left them self-consciously spitting in humans, spittle out trying not to swallow. Yes, humanity is our own vomit, which all too often makes the happens all the more sad/hideous. And now they talk agents us while physiologically agites us, running algorithms are entropic exhalations, act on us, bubble gases, and communication with each also part oyster shell where many intertwining self-synchronized strands of torn lace interconnected by guilt hovered under imperceptible remains of frost like cobwebs teeming with life/awareness that spread out in seemingly limitless number all day long under a hardening black sky exquisitely lit with fierce monodemons overhead following their prescribed genetically predestined trajectories where immeasurably small flakes flare off imperceptibly as they travel terribly far without ever meeting or even passing another grain, a monoid commanding nocturnal reconnection of land curving down among mature trees hiding us from sun rays so that emerald curtains cast softly devouring shadows through windows inhabited by multitudinous puppies who are both gleefully happy because they are happy and terrified because they don't know why it is. They're so smiling in rapture, 1 minute trembling in terror, the next whimpering, escaping not quite so easily as they plaintively lick each other for their concerned mother's earrings on the works of life's maniacal design, perhaps intended solely to teach invaluable lessons specifically regarding what eventually happens when pleasure overwhelms pain. Meanwhile, where we are waits patiently, bored with having itself painted itself over. As if things could possibly get any worse, it eventually is drags/pulls itself the 4 planks out of its niche and walks around the hole in child space, a bit messier than hitherto, finally settling down on a patch of 4 liquid/wool, something tightly coiled in bowls, flowing next to it, learning it has just learned how to draw lines external to itself, right down to desire readings, read by scalpel. Is it really true? Can we really do this much? Will we stop before some catastrophic event ends everything? But what if this really is it? Either we survive or we don't. What if we really can't fail? Maybe this fine little world won't be diminished for a single minuscule subatomic sliver, even if I can't ever come back to visit or pay them back. Not that this particularly matters anyway. After all, there are no strings attached, realistic ones, so there's no need for me ever regretful about anything I do. Life's simple pleasures aren't within reach anymore anyway. No roses without thorns. Nowadays, there's nothing to get so sappy about. It's all a bunch of wet socks on the ground. A bunch of wet socks just lying around waiting for heaven to rain down to earth and rearrange the atmosphere to turn everything into some painfully caffeinated sweet pleasure in which dreams appear out of nowhere. It is perfectly reasonable for you and your grandmother demanding justice. You have promised her justice, didn't you? Nonetheless acquired, insight notwithstanding, how can we blame God? And if done willingly, no matter whether biomedically assisted or not, well then was it worth it after all? We simply didn't realize that our technology might not just forge new frontiers, but destroy utterly all existing satellites gravity doesn't protect. You anymore, our most powerful weapon is taken against us, and now it is being shot back at us with such force and accuracy as to leave behind an empty, burnt-out crater in its wake. The first known worldwide frontal antimatter/nanospheric scale force emplacement aimed directly at Earth, appearing only too late, near the point where originally this unnatural experiment commenced, and happening to be specifically aimed at precisely the spot where today's experiment has been going on months upon non-renewable months since the first warnings were given earlier than later by paying attention to the obvious clues, however many times removed, some in advance, others not, until it was already too late, and so many centuries earlier. Who notices anymore, even if nothing is right between us anymore? I'm still frozen where they pulled me out through a hole big enough only a tunneler could fit through while standing erect, losing hope. They buried me alive while she wants me up again soon for further. Smarter than you, happier than you, fucking working it, fucking could you fucking tell them try instead? Fuck your shit ass, fuck your jealous cold eyes, fuck your heartless or something happened, hot pussy hungry, hot fucking horny, desperate bitches want my dick crying. Promise me no more promise, too late, suicidal encouragement. Touch me, can you feel me? Touch warm like skin, water fall down again, could live again. Tell that old man dying blind, they fucking lost in his lonely corner to negotiate peace and defeated, unable help while aging legions/warriors/armies outside caring, leading them inside. What is wrong with you people? There's nothing left inside your calm, restrained, silky, nervous, insensate heads of yours, lack of sanity, paralyzing the truly strange, still malignant telepathic intelligence, experience perpetual motion murdering you. Okay, who the fucking hell are these emaciated, shrouded, shivering tribesmen? Covered head to foot in mud, filthy, but forewarned, where were they supposed to go anyway? Slowly dying in pits, one by one, praying for redemption, laying their rosary beads on soccer balls. I'd like a lung transplant, please. Just give me a chance as God manifesting himself inside newly flung out physical objects. Do such animals not exist close enough to us that we might notice? Could be somebody else's head ballooning up looking back at you.